Hello everybody and welcome. I am Jesse, or Game Over Jesse as all of you may know me. Here with us is a special guest who has been planned and scheduled to come on the podcast for what seems like a year or longer.
Over 9,000 years.
Yeah, exactly. We're really, really old. MoChocolate, go ahead and introduce yourself for some of those who may not know who you are.
How's it going? This is MoChocolate. Jesse, thank you very much, man, for having me on your channel. It's a huge honor, huge privilege. Thank you very much, buddy. And yeah, to all you lovely people watching us right now, hi to you too as well. My name is Mohammed, known as MoChocolate on the internet. I do gaming and dancing and vlogging and sketches and drinking water occasionally, like this.
Nice.
Like that, that's what you came here to see, right? That liquid of H2O going down and out of your man's mouth. Yeah.
You can't get athleticism like that anywhere else.
Authentic content on YouTube, son.
Yeah.
For real.
Nowhere in existence except maybe the middle of a desert can you find someone better at drinking water.
With a map that says right here on Google Maps.
Yeah. So, for those who may not know, the reason that I know who you are, and I'm sure I would have at one point stumbled across some of your YouTube videos if not for the tester. But because of the tester, PlayStation's The Tester Season 2 specifically.
Yep.
Since you were actually on the show, which is how I
was
know
on
you,
the show.
Go ahead and let people know what that was, because I'm sure there's a lot of people that have no idea what it was, because unless you had a PlayStation 3 at the time, now it's on YouTube.
2010, I think.
Yeah, but now it's on YouTube, right?
Mm-hmm.
So everyone can go back and rewatch it if they want. But what was the basis of the tester, and how did you come to find out what it was?
The tester is pretty much the real world. If anyone's old enough to remember the real world on MTV, MTV is a channel that played music. Not anymore. It's more about teenage pregnancy now, whatever. But anyway, digressing. The Tester is pretty much a reality show on the PlayStation Network that was orientated towards gamers, where we do a lot of game-based challenges and obstacles, and there might be some drama every once in a while for the cast, and the winner gets to have the privilege of testing video games at PlayStation, hence the title. And there's currently right now 3 seasons. I was on season 2, and there's a 3rd season and a season 1. And hopefully, if we get enough people tweeting at PlayStation, hopefully we can get a season 4. Yeah. And yeah, I was on. After season 1 was done at E3 the following year, they announced season 2, and I was like, I'm not gonna get on, but sure, I'll audition. I went to the website, submitted a video, and I was just like, there's no way they're gonna call me. The next day, oh hi Sony.
Wow, the next day.
the next day, and I'm just like, oh, okay, hi. And then after a series of paperwork and video calls and interviews, more paperwork, more interviews, and some miracle, the planets aligned, and I got on the show. They flew me to California for a final interview. They put me in hotel. The next day, they put everyone in one room together, and they're like, you're all on the show. We're like, yay! So the rightful order has been restored.
I imagine, like, getting interviewed for a normal job or just anything can be stressful. Very. So what was it like throughout all of the interviewing phases?
Nerve-wracking, because I'm just like, there is no way I'm getting on the show, because they would email me, schedule a Skype call, and the first time I even opened the Skype was to have my interview with them. So that's why I even have a Skype, and they would ask me, so what would you do in this scenario? How do you feel about this thing? How would you do this thing? What games do you own? How big of a gamer are you? What's your least favorite game? What's your best favorite game? Just like all these questions regarding me as a person and as a gamer, and they wanted me to be myself, show off my personality, and I did just that. And I guess the producers liked it and got me on the show.
Awesome. How would you say that I don't know if you would say that it changed your life, but
oh my God, man, that is an understatement. Okay. That is a freaking understatement.
Because I know you'll say that to some people, but maybe they would want to say that, like, maybe it boosted some aspirations in their life, not necessarily changed it completely. I didn't know how you would want to word it. So how was it for you?
It's crazy because like all of these is to this day. I was on the tester when I was freaking 23 years old. I'm 32 years old now. It's been 10 years, and even though I look I look exactly the same. Black don't crack. Yeah. Anyway, so it's like it is the biggest experience of my life to this day. It had the biggest impact on my life. Period. Like the only thing that can top this is meeting Michael Jackson, but that's not gonna happen anytime soon. So it's like I loved it. The fact that all of these people online that I am a huge fan of, the Completionist, Ego Raptor, you, and HMK, and the Key Keepers, everything. I'm a big fan of all these YouTubers. Pro Jared and Game Theory, Black Nerd Comedy. It's just all of them met me through the show. So whenever our paths cross, they're like, "Hey, MoChocolate," like, "You know me?" They're like, "Yeah, everyone knows you." I was like, "Ah!" It is a huge honor for me, man. It's just whenever I go to E3 or New York Comic Con or any big convention, I still to this day get recognized. I remember at MacFest, probably 2016, I had almost a mini line of people wanting my picture and autograph and sign thing for them. I'm just like, I am not a celebrity, people. What is going on? I'm not famous it's just like I want to be humble, you know. I don't want it to go to my head and stuff. But it's just, yeah, it's a hit. I started, then I did YouTube afterwards, and it gradually got bigger and bigger, and a lot of opportunities came to my life because of the tester. So it's a huge impact on my life to this day. It really is. Yeah.
So I remember shortly after the seasons ended. I don't know if it was after season 3 it ended or whatever it was, but I think there was YouTube or something like that. I remember going because I was such a fan of all of you, because those TV shows like The Tester was some of my favorite TV shows. There were some similar ones that some people might remember, like Beauty and the Geek, King of the Nerds that came on TBS or TNT or something like that. What was it? There was another one on the Sci-Fi channel, I think.
A cosplay reality show?
King of Cosplay? No.
I think so,
Was that it?
Maybe.
I don't know. Maybe someone in the chat can let us know. But there was shows like that. And I remember I like those shows because, well, I think we all like those shows because like it's about nerdy people, because we're all nerds or geeks, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah,
and
proud of it.
The way those shows are is, I like to say that my favorite type of shows or movies are about like everyone likes to in some way see themselves represented through the movie or whatever, which is why most popular movies or whatever will have some sort of nerdy character, or TV show will have some sort of nerdy character for everyone to relate to. That's why there's always the stereotypes in movies. Like there's the nerdy guy, there's the jock, there's the whatever, there's the comedian.
Guy who something happens and they go in and investigate.
Yeah. So my favorite TV show, this is probably a really long way of explaining it, so I apologize to everyone. But it was basically, I like TV shows or movies that are about nerdy people. So not in the way of like
Revenge
the Big Bang
of the Nerds.
Theory. Yeah, like that's an alright one. They've gotten a lot better at accurately representing it on TV, but I like seeing stuff about nerds or about geeky people, especially if it's more of a reality show.
Yes, Breakfast Club,
to where like the Marvel movies or DC movies, Harry Potter, whatever, like those will be nerdy movies, but those are just made for everyone. Like the movies that are specifically for nerdy people, especially the reality show, because especially if it's a reality show like King of the Nerds or The Tester or whatever, then it's like those are your people. Like you can watch it and be like, you would probably fit in with at least half the people there.
Oh yeah.
Instantly. It's like going to, I would say, Comic-Con or E3.
You're amongst your people, yeah.
Yeah, like you're standing in line at E3 for like the new Zelda game or something. You instantly have something to relate to talk to every single person that's there. And when I watch those shows, it's like the only time that I'm able to really look on TV and it's like, wow, these are people that like are just like me or whatever. Because like as cool as movies like Spider-Man or Harry Potter, other nerdy stuff is like, yeah, but you're never going to get bit by a spider and get magical powers. You might get bit by a spider and get sick, but you're not going to like get your letter to Hogwarts. We're all too old for that, sadly. We would have gotten our letters like 15 years ago. Yeah. But that's why I really liked those shows. And then I was mentioning before we got on that one of my other friends, Cody, who I had written for a website called zeldadungeon.net, he was writing for one of their competitors, if you want to call it that. Everyone in all of the 3 major websites, at least there was 3, but then one of the websites bought the other one. But there was like Zelda Informer, Zelda Dungeon, Zelda Universe. And I had some friends at Zelda Universe, and Cody was one of those friends. And then I was watching Beauty and the Geek, the Australian version, because at the time it was the only one that was actually new. Like they had one in the UK, but it had been cancelled for a while. And the Australian one was the only one that was actually new, like still showing at the time. So I was watching it, and all of a sudden, like during the intro, it has them all like running through this giant mansion, and there's like giant bubbles floating everywhere. And then Cody pops up in it, and I'm like, what is he doing there? What? Like no one told me that someone I knew was on a TV show that I liked. And they all basically have the same theme as the tester, where everyone gets together and there's like some sort of nerdy or in Beauty and the Geek, they switched it around because some of it was like, oh, there's like a modeling thing or a talent show or whatever it is, and then some of them would be other nerdy stuff like, oh, there's a math test or a quiz.
I really enjoyed King of the Nerds also.
Yes, that was great.
I want that show to come back.
Yes, please. But with the tester, with your season, everything was specifically PlayStation related because it was PlayStation hosting it. So even though there were like game related competitions, there wasn't anything like Nintendo related or Xbox related or even third party related. It was all PlayStation. It was all
PlayStation, yeah.
Like they had the voice actor who, oddly enough, at the time looked exactly like his character in the game, Nathan Drake.
Nolan North?
Yeah, Nolan North looking exactly like Nathan Drake came in when the PlayStation Vita just came out with Golden Abyss.
Self promotion.
The season that you were on, was that the season?
No, that was season 3.
You had the God of War person, as you mentioned, come out. So
I got a war person. I had a fat princess lady. I had the Medal of Honor guy, and I had the guy who was a writer for Kotaku, and a guy that was on there? one of the big head writers,
Okay.
And one guy that was working on, I forget the name, but you throw him at something. I forget what it's called, but it's a very old game on the PS3, but it was a very popular indie game. And all I remember is that Wait,
was it Fat Princess?
No, It was another one, but the chap might know what I'm talking about. It's a character that you just throw at a wall. And that's all I remember what the game was, but the one of the developers or directors of that game was also on the show.
Yeah.
And I think that was all the guests we had.
So, name off some of the competitions that you were a part of.
Yeah.
Because you lasted through most of the season.
Most surprisingly, because the thing is, it's one thing to get on the show, but I'm just like, there is no way I'm going to last that long. I lasted like damn near 7 episodes. Maybe I forget how it's been 10 years, guys. My season aired back in 2010. Just
instantly look it up and check.
Yeah, go ahead if you want. But it's like, but it's like, Mike. We had 8-Bit Mickey, we had Scooter, we had Triple Threat.
I don't mean to interrupt you. You were on the second to last episode, so like the penultimate episode. You made it all the way until the very end.
Was there 10 or 7 episodes? I can't remember. Was it
8 episodes?
Okay, yeah. So I made through 7. Yeah,
there
for some reason I thought there were
12 people,
episodes.
And then Boo and Maxim were the first ones out.
Yeah. Yeah, Boo messed up her wording, and Max just didn't want to be there anymore. And then there was Samurai, which left with Honor. He basically said he was at fault, and he would rather leave than his other teammates, which was honorable. Then it was 8-Bit Mickey, I think, who left after him. Then it was
Fantasy Girl.
Fantasy Girl, yeah.
Because
I messed up, but she messed up also. But I love her to death. Don't get me wrong, but I guess she messed up more than I did.
Yeah.
She was sent home, but we're also friends to this day. Then it was Triple Threat. Then it was Big Physique, and
that was the one everyone on the season had issues with.
What?
Big Physique. That was the one everyone had issues with.
He's probably the one person everyone remembers the most from my season, and he basically decided to be the villain of season 2.
Yeah.
And basically we're like, if you want to be the villain, we will treat you like the villain. And that's exactly what happened. And like, the show isn't scripted, or they put a camera in our face and they push record and we just go. The only thing that was scripted was Meredith. She'd come inside and she would have
that was the main host for people that don't know.
Lovely Meredith. Yeah, we all love her. No, she is an angel for sure. And she has the earpiece on, and they tell her what to say, when to say it, stand over here and say your line, say that again, but with more enthusiasm, or just have different takes. But other than that, everything I said was all authentic, if you will.
Yeah. So I don't remember which season it was, but I remember because it stood out to me because it was obviously a Sony PlayStation themed show. But there was someone. It was one of the women that was on there with she had a Zelda Triforce tattoo on like her finger or her wrist or something like that. I think that was
War Princess, I think.
And I remember it stood out because I seen it, and every time I see a Zelda tattoo, like I instantly like turn into like a fangirl or something.
I'm surprised they didn't blur that out. But
yeah.
I think that might have been War Princess. She was going through a lot filming the episode because they promised her that she'd be able to talk to her husband every night, but that wasn't the case. So she was pretty upset regarding that, and she was just going through a lot of stress, and she was very emotional. I had nothing against her or anything. We're like I said, we're also friends. It's just whenever she was really upset, she needed to have her own moment of crying or whatever, and then she would feel better. But I have all respect for her and everybody else. The thing is, people think that we don't like each other. I'm talking about the last episode that I got kicked off. Everyone ganged up on me, and everyone thought that we were enemies. No, we're also friends. Like I chatted with a few of them not too long ago. We have our own personal Facebook group where we all chat on the regular. So whenever we go to a convention, we all message each other and be like, "Hey, let's all meet up at this time right here," and then we all meet up and chat. We're also a pretty big family.
For everyone who may think I wasn't paying attention and was looking at my phone, I was getting the URL so you guys could go and give Mo a follow on his Twitter.
I would love that.
Yeah.
I stream on Twitch every week, and I'll put my Twitch in the chat right now. A follow would greatly be. I'm close to 200 followers on Twitch, so that'll be a huge help for me, guys. Yeah.
So you mentioned earlier after that happened. Like after everyone kind of ganged up on you, they all like rushed in, gave you a hug and everything. But that wasn't on the cameras. They didn't show that moment.
Yeah, on there, that's the thing. Is like after that episode was done filming, they stopped recording and they're all like, "We're sorry. We didn't mean to do that. We don't hurt your feelings. We don't hate you." I was like, "It's fine." Because at the end of the day, it's a competition.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, they're trying to win. You know, you get $5,000 or something, and you get a job at PlayStation. So it's just they really want that job. So because if you and I were in a competition, I'm going to try and win. I'll still love you as a friend, but if it comes down to choosing between who wins, I'm going to try my best to win. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So
it's like Smash Brothers. You're my friend, but I'm still going to kick your ass
for glory. So what would you say is some of your most memorable or favorite moments from being on the show?
I have two,
if there
actually.
are any that wasn't shown, feel free to mention one of those as well.
Sure. I have 3 that are my favorites. Well, 2. I have 2 that are my favorites, but one that isn't my favorite. But I'll talk about the least favorite experience. I think it was in episode 3 where we have to. There is a challenge involving us in fat suits. It's pretty much a recreation of Fat Princess.
Yeah,
we get
that's
into
why I
a
was
fat
thinking
suit,
about that
they
game.
blindfold us, and the leader has to guide us through these obstacles. And my team was the first one up. And before we started filming, they tell us, before you guys have to get to the rock, pick up the crown and put it on your head. When the guy pointed to the crown, I saw the rock. So in my head, I thought the rock was a crown. So because that's just how my comprehension skills works, I guess. So, the amount of times I told this story. So it's like we do our challenge, and we're doing pretty good. And then I get to the rock, and we're supposed to pick up the crown, but I pick up the actual rock the crown is on, and I put it over my head. And I'm like, we won. We're like, no, you have to pick up the fucking crown, though. I'm like, oh shit. And my team lost because of that. We lost by 8 seconds.
Wow.
Because of my ditziness. And it's the first time I cried on a reality TV show. We all make fun of the people that cry, and I'm like,
wait. You said it was the first time you cried on a reality TV show.
Well, yeah.
Were you on a different reality TV show?
First and only time I've ever cried on reality show, let me specify. But it's like, we always make fun of the people that cry on reality shows. We're like, we are never going to do that. I freaking cried because I was just so distraught that I was the reason why my team failed. I was in my bed, and my face down into the pillow. I had my moment. I look up, and there were 4 cameras pointed right at me, and I'm like, fuck. And of course, they're like, oh, he's crying. Let's go. Because there was every person had like 1 or 2 camera guys on them at all time. So when they saw that, oh, we have a crier, they all just rushed like a stampede. And because, it's a reality TV show, that's what they love is drama. So they did that. I'll never forget that image of looking up from the pillow and all 4 of them just down on me.
Yeah.
Looking down on me. So it was just, I was like, frick. So I almost got eliminated for that, but thankfully I didn't. But my favorite moment is a few episodes after that where it was the opposite. I go from being the reason why my team lost to being the reason why my team won. And it's like we had to do it was a Gran Turismo challenge where we go into go-karts.
I remember that.
Yeah, but the thing is, you have to eat something on a table that's easy to digest or hard to digest. If you go with the hard one to digest, you get to do 1 lap.
Yeah,
if you go with the easy one, then you do 3 laps. But everyone went with the harder one. Obviously, there was marshmallows, wasabi, and crackers.
Yeah.
And so I'm nervous. I'm like, great, I'm on Fear Factor now. I'm like, do I have to eat like gopher balls or Canadian urine or something? Like I was legit worried. I was like, you know what? I don't care. Whatever's on that plate, I am ready. I pick it up, marshmallows. I was like, marshmallows? Are you really? That's it? I was like legit so nervous.
Man, wait, was this for the hard to digest?
This was that was hard to digest because there was like 10 of them. The jumbo size marshmallows.
Because I know there was someone got the wasabi and like they went to the bathroom and got sick and stuff, right?
They were vomiting almost everything. Yeah. And it's like so I was hungry that day. We woke up, we filmed, and we went straight to the go-kart. I didn't eat breakfast. I was legit hungry. I was like, you are giving a fat boy candy. Like, put glasses on, I got this. And I just nom, 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 nom.
Nice.
Like, I remember I wasn't even chewing them. I was just like, and I apologize because now your video is demonetized by me doing this. I apologize, but it's like I was busy shoving them down my throat at that point. I wasn't even chewing. I was like, "Ow, he's getting there now!" And I apologize to anyone who's just now joining us. We're talking about marshmallows, okay?
Yeah, marshmallows.
This isn't Pornhub, unfortunately. So it's like I shoved them down my throat, and it's like, and then I speed off, and I get into the go-kart. I go 1 lap, and my team wins.
Nice.
So it's like we were at a disadvantage. We had to wait 15 seconds for my team to get into the go-kart and go because we had the disadvantage. But because of my natural eating abilities, we were able to like catch up with them because they told me that, Mo, you do realize you just ate 10 jumbo marshmallows in less than a minute. They were like, that has to be a record or something. I was like, cool.
Yeah.
So
do you have
I led my team to victory and I won the prize and we got safe from elimination. So that's one of my favorite moments. But then that's my favorite of all time moment. But I think my second favorite moment would be when I get eliminated and I do a tap dance performance for everybody. And it was just a positive experience because I got eliminated. And I'm just smiling. We were hugging. They were clapping for me when I was done. It was a good moment. It was, yeah.
Yeah, I was about to ask you about that. How was it when you got eliminated from the show? Like, what is the process like after that? Is it like?
Well, I knew.
You
like,
immediately leave, or?
Once I saw them all in their room talking with each other, I was like, "Yep, they're gonna go. They're all gonna gang up on me now. So whatever." But I was happy because
don't you say that on the episode?
Yeah,
that,
I was
like,
I left with a smile on my face, knowing that this is going to be my last episode. I just know it because I made it that far, and to start off with like 12 people in one room in one loft, and then every day we go from 12 to 4. It felt weird just walking around. And there was nobody around, and that's also what I remember. And we do the challenge. And I just knew that because when it comes to it was a questionnaire which I suck at. I got a few questions right, but most of them I got wrong. And then you had to then everyone had the option to challenge one teammate, and they all chose me. Big surprise. And I failed each challenge. So I was like, after that, I was like, I'm going home. Whatever, I'm cool. But they were just like, no, don't say that. We need you to like fight for it. And I was like, all right. So I fought for it, but they said, "Okay, Mo, you have to go home." I was like, "Okay, here's my tap dance, tap dance." And then I was like, "I'm the patient and tester," and then they all started clapping, and we're all hugging and smiling. And I left, and then onward to see the finale. And it's funny because I remember when I auditioned for the tester, I mentioned I'm also a tap dancer, and they were like, "Bring that." I was like, "Okay."
Nice. How do you think it would?
So that's the lesson, kids. If you want to get on the reality show, you have to dance to get on the show. So Jesse, when you go on season 4 of the tester, we need you to dance, okay?
Yeah. It might come in handy. One of the co-hosts of the podcast is like I don't know if a professional dancer, maybe you could say that. She teaches other like kids to dance, and she like does choreography for dancing, and she does voice acting and on stage acting and everything. So maybe she can teach me some steps to
I
go
know
on.
you. I know you guys. Hey, chat. Work right. Looking at Jesse, you can just tell this boy has some moves.
Do I have the moves, guys? Let me know.
Yeah, you have kids. I don't. You clearly have the moves, man. You have more moves than I can ever have.
Yeah. So how do you think it would have been if you were on that last episode? If you would have,
I probably would have failed because
what was the competition thing that they had? I'm
trying to remember. They lock you in a cage first.
Wait, was that the one that was like Uncharted?
Yeah,
style
I think so.
Thing?
They lock you in a cage first. And then you have to like unblindfold. You have to grab this key, unlock yourself, go to another room and connect and put puzzles.
You had to like throw a string out to like pull the key to you and everything.
It's been so
crazy.
Long.
And then there was the one where you had to go in the room. There was the puzzles on the thing.
And then you go play Killzone, and it was like. It was between Gamer and Scooter. Like they were in the same area. They didn't know what to do, and Gamer just shoots this object and he wins. So Scooter, that could have been Scooter or Gamer. So props to Game. Shout out to him. He was hired on because here's one thing they don't tell you about being a tester. You're under contract to be a tester for Sony for only 6 months.
Oh.
After that, there's no guarantee to be on the show to continue working with them or not. Season 1's winner, Will, no, I forget his name, but his name is Will. Cyrus,
on
yeah.
season 1.
He still works. I believe he still works for PlayStation. I bumped into him a few times at E3. He's a cool guy. After his contract was done, he continued working with Sony, but Matt wasn't so lucky. But because he has background in like corporate background, so it was no problem for him getting a job. And now he has a PlayStation under his belt, so it was no problem for him getting another job after that. And then season 3's winner, 𝐓𝐴𝐳𝐲𝐷, he is still working for PlayStation. He recently just worked on God of War 4.
That's crazy.
He worked on God of War Ascension and God of War 4. I know it's God of War, but I call it God of War 4 because it's on the PS4 and it's after God of War 3. So
it's like a reboot. It's like a reboot sequel all at once.
But it's after 3 and it's on PS4 because I'm like, there's 2 God of Wars. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So to distinguish it, I say God of War 4.
It's like when God of War on PS2, came out with Xbox One.
No, the one on PS4. So I call it God of War 4.
Yeah, and then Nintendo and Xbox had some mix up with their names. Like their current console, Xbox One, came out. And then everyone, I remember when it first came out, is like, well, what do you call it? Yeah, like what do you call the original Xbox? If that wasn't the first Xbox, now this is Xbox One. And then
the original Xbox.
Yeah, with Nintendo, they got it really bad with their naming schemes. Because the example that I used in one of my videos is like, so they had the new 3DS release, and then they have the line of Mario games called New Super Mario Bros. So like you could go in and certain games like Majora's Mask, Xenoblade on the new 3DS. Xenoblade was like a port of the Wii Xenoblade Chronicles, would only work on the new 3DS, but it did not have new in the title. And then you had games like New Super Mario Bros. That had new in the title, but could work on the new 3DS and the normal 3DS.
Yeah.
And then you could have like a parent or someone that's not too familiar with it going into GameStop or somewhere and being like, hi, I would like to purchase the new Mario game. And at the time, depending on when it was, you could be like, okay, is that Mario Maker for the 3DS? Is that Super Mario 3D Land for the 3DS? Is that New Super Mario Bros? And then it's like, you could even get it so confusing where you're like, I would like to have a used copy of New Super Mario Bros. For a used, or not a used, but a used copy of New Super Mario Bros. For a new Nintendo 3DS. And it not be the new Nintendo 3DS, just a new that's not used 3DS. So like their naming scheme is crazy.
It's like Kingdom. It's like the Kingdom Hearts spin-off game.
Yeah,
it's like Chain of Memories, 358 over 2 days, Birth by Sleep, Dream of. This is like, guys, stop it.
Yeah.
But I like to mention that I think your name is Jorge. I think it's a geek should show just some dance moves.
Yeah, that's the Geek Apprentice is Ilya's YouTube channel. She's the one that does all the choreography and on stage stuff. So
well, let me ask you this, Jess. Do you have any like Zelda props or anything like the Master Sword or anything?
No, sadly, I don't. I would love to.
Because I have this. Let me show you.
Oh, he's gonna show me up.
Yeah. I have this, buddy.
Nice.
One and only Kingdom Key right here. Y'all see it?
That is
like
awesome.
Because I was thinking we can both do like a quote from our favorite game and stuff. And here's my favorite quote in all of Kingdom Hearts. With the PS shirt and all. I know the Keyblade didn't choose me. And I don't care. I'm proud to be a part of something even bigger. The people it did choose, my friends, they are my power!
Wow.
I'll be here all week.
Nice. And if people want to catch up on you performing a bit more, they can go to your YouTube channel where you got a lot of videos on there where you're playing Just Dance, the Just Dance series. You were, would you say you were sponsored by them? Is that the right?
It's crazy because I love dancing. It's just part of my blood. As a person who is naturally on the move, it's very hard for me to keep still. That's why I have this in my hand. My hands always need to be doing something. I guess that's my ADD or whatever. But it's like, since I'm always, I love dancing for that reason. And I started doing Just Dance videos, and they started getting really popular. And then Ubisoft noticed my videos, and they're like, "Hey, we like your stuff. How about you film some things for us to help promote the game?" And I was like, "Sure." And that did very well. They're like, "Okay, how about you choreograph a dance for us that we'll put in the game?" I was like, "Of course,
Whoa.
yeah."
Seriously? That's awesome.
And thankfully, because of that, I was able to get to E3 because of that, because I basically worked for them at one point. But yeah, if you go to my YouTube channel, youtube.com/official MoChocolate, you will see me getting my groove on, getting jiggy with it.
Yeah, earlier we posted a link in the chat for your Twitter, but there should be, if you look in the description, everyone that's watching live, there should be a link for the Twitter, the YouTube, nice. And Twitch.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
Yeah. So after, what was it like?
I do talk with my wild horse. I do talk with my hands. I know. I'm, as a theater kid, theater major, we're very expressive with our hands. High five, pretty much.
Yeah. So after leaving the tester, how was that for you? After leaving the tester, and then, like, how long was it after you left before it started airing on?
I think it was 3 months.
TV?
The show, we filmed the entire show in like a week, pretty much.
Wait, seriously?
Yeah, we filmed it. It was 7 days. That's why there's 7 episodes.
I thought it was like a week between each.
No. They flew us out to LA.
Wow.
We were in a hotel doing our interviews. Then they took us to the loft. We stayed in the loft, and every day was a challenge for 7 days. And they aired each episode once a week. So it felt like we were there for seven weeks. That's why in the season finale they were like, X weeks. It was so weird when we were filming that episode. They're like, well, 4 weeks ago but we're like, wait, we've only been here for like 4 days.
Yeah.
But when you watch the show, it makes sense because we watched the show as they get less and less people. So people thought I remember posting YouTube videos, and they're like, "Hey, shouldn't you be in California?" I was like, "No, the show's pre-recorded." They're like, "Oh, it is. So who wins?" I'm like, "I'm not telling you."
Yeah. So
that was the most common question: is so who wins? I'm like, I'm not gonna. Even if I did know, because I did not know, I didn't want to know. There was like, I want the show to still be a surprise for me, you know.
Yeah. So
I was like, don't tell me who wins. But I'm like, even if I did know who wins, why would I tell you? That would ruin the surprise.
Yeah. So did you begin your YouTube channel because of you being on that show?
Yes. My first YouTube channel was MandyBoy19, which I opened up when I was 19 years old, and I just posted random stuff on that channel throughout college and stuff. But then when I got on the show, I was like, let me do, because this is clearly going to lead to bigger stuff. So let me make a YouTube channel that I'll take seriously. So I opened up official. I wanted to go with MoChocolate originally, but there was already someone that had that name, so I went with official MoChocolate. So people won't get confused. And the story behind MoChocolate is actually pretty funny, because my name is Mohammed, but everybody calls me Mo. So I wanted it to be Mo something, but I just didn't know what it was. I remember I was filling out the application, and I'm like, maybe Motown, and they're like, we can't go with that. I was like, darn it. So Mo what though? Mo what? And I remember I was filling out the application with a friend of mine in the room, and I was like, hey, what should I go with? I can't think of anything. And they're like, I don't know, Mo. You want some chocolate? You're a genius. And that's the origin of MoChocolate. Because I love chocolate, so that was a given. So I went with MoChocolate, and they were like, "That's perfect," and that's where the name came from. And I waited for the show. I waited for them to announce me as a cast first, because I opened a YouTube channel, but I posted nothing. And even staying silent was the hard part, because Sony was watching.
Yeah,
they have all our social medias. and if anyone, we were allowed to talk to each other, but we can't say anything.
Yeah.
Sony was watching, because they told us before we even left. They're like, now listen, here's the NDA. If you mess up, we will fine you. Potentially, you'll do jail time or pay this amount of fees. Like, you cannot say anything.
Yeah.
I had to, like, they really drilled that into our heads. Like, I was even worried to tell my family, because they were just so adamant about us saying mum, you know?
Yeah.
So then the show was announced. I posted a YouTube video, which I don't like, because it's like 24-year-old me. I'm like, hi everyone, I'm MoChocolate. If you don't know, ask somebody. If they don't know, slap somebody. Ha! I'm like, oh my god, no.
It kind of
Like
goes
that.
along with I guess it wasn't a character that you portrayed, because it was just yourself on there, but
you know,
it kind of goes along with the way that you were on there, because you were the one that was always excited and ready to go and everything. So
and Wild Horse, thank you for the subscribe, buddy. You are awesome, my friend.
Yeah. So after, I remember, I think it was your season, there was I don't know if it was a podcast or something, but it was like a hangout video or something that a bunch of you guys would do. Maybe it was a different season, but it was like after, yeah, like, there's like a video on YouTube, or maybe it was a Facebook video or something like that, but it was like a bunch of the members of one of the seasons. I think it was yours, because I remember seeing you in one of them, I feel like.
We did do like a group chat a few times, but that was like, we never really went on YouTube or anything as like a group. Honestly, we should have. That's a genius idea, actually. But now, whenever we had a group chat, it was always amongst ourselves, you know?
Yeah.
So I can't, I'm drawing a blank.
Yeah.
But
well, maybe it was
like 2012
season.
when we even had a big group chat, which I can barely remember what I did yesterday.
Yeah. So maybe it was just a different season that I was thinking of. But have you stayed connected with any of them? Which of the people on there would you say that you've become like the closest friends with?
Family, yeah. We have our own private Facebook group where we all just chat on the daily. Whenever there's a big convention like E3 or PAX coming up, we all say, hey, who's going? And if you're going, let's meet up on this date, have lunch, catch up. Isn't that honestly, every time I've gone to E3, it was me and Sky Diddy, J Ty, Christy Pride, Achilles Might all just hanging out together. And God, it's just a family, man. We're all nerdy gamers, and we all just love hanging out with people and talking about what we love, and that's games. So
Awesome.
we're all close family. And to answer Jorge's question, yes, PlayStation probably has ninjas that have like the Ratchet and Clank wrench or the God of War the Blades of Chaos, and I'm just like,
they'll come after you. They're real. I remember some true stories about the Nintendo ninjas. There was a used game store that started selling like Pokemon Black and White or Black and White 2 like a week early or something like that. And Nintendo had sent one of their lawyers to the used game store, like flew him out to personally visit the store. They tracked down the customer who purchased the game and like tried getting them to bring it back or something like that, and offered them so much money. And there was another story of there's an Xbox One. Someone had ordered something through Amazon.
Yeah.
And they had gotten an Xbox One like a month or 3 months before the console had even come out. And they had sent someone from Microsoft to go to the house to pick up the Xbox themselves, and in return they gave them like a new limited edition Xbox plus something. I forgot what it was, but like there's crazy stories like that.
They
like
all
the
have
Xbox
ninjas. It is all just stay on their good side.
Yeah, those PlayStation ninjas, Xbox ninjas, Nintendo ninjas, they all exist.
Jesse ninjas.
It's Jesse ninjas. I don't know about that. But so is there anything else about it that you want to talk about, your experience or any opportunities that you've been offered because of being on the tester?
Yeah, it's like I love that I want to talk about season 3 because season 3 came out like a year after 2, and they had Ego Raptor, or Aaron Hansen, who now owns who on Game Grumps, that massive empire now. This is back in 2012 when Game Grumps wasn't even a thing yet.
Yeah,
and it's like when he got on, and I was like, oh my god, you guys had Ego Raptor! I'm so jealous. And I contacted him on Twitter, and he surprisingly responded. We connected on Skype, and
That's how I felt about you.
Like, huh?
That's how I felt about you.
Oh, thanks. Yeah.
I remember whenever I first started my YouTube channel, I tried reaching out to some of you guys, and you replied, and I was like, "Oh my god, MoChocolate!
He's an actual person now." And it's like, and we spoke on Skype, and I'm just shaking nervously because I idolized this man since like middle school. And he was like, bro, no, man, I love you. You kept the show entertaining for us. So I was like, oh my God, you're thanking me. Oh my God. And then going back to what I said earlier, how me being on the show, a lot of these big time YouTubers that I love to death, they met me through that show. And whenever I go to a convention, they're like, oh, hey, MoChocolate, what's up? And I'm like, you know me? They're like, of course we know
earlier
you.
You named off a couple of my friends, like HMK. He was in a group with him and some of the other the key keepers and everything.
The key keepers. Because this is back in 2015 when I was in line for the Sony conference and trying to get in because I wanted that Kingdom Hearts 3 goodness back when it was still a dream.
Yeah.
It wasn't.
Will it ever come out?
It wasn't an arm reach away from me. You know what I'm saying? Like back in 2015, I couldn't do this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It was a dream I was trying to reach for, still waiting that bloody 13-year wait. Yeah, that's a nice one.
Yeah.
So I'm in line, and we got to talking about Kingdom Hearts because they just released the Kingdom Hearts 3 trailer where they showed Xemnas in the new render, and he looked kind of iffy. And HMK, and at the time I had no idea who he was. He joins the conversation. He's like, so what do you guys think about the redesign? And we're all like, ugh, pretty much. And I noticed his shirt. His shirt had like the Master Sword in like an anvil or something, but it was the Kingdom Key instead. And I was like, that is an awesome shirt, man. Where'd you get that? And he said, oh, fan sent it to me. So, oh, cool. So then after a long hours of waiting in line, they all tell us to leave because they wouldn't let us into the conference. We're like, darn it. My friend who is a fan of HMK, he wanted a picture of him, but he was too nervous to ask him. I was like, I got you. So I go and ask him. He was like, hey, can you give my friend a picture? And he was like, someone in his crew was like, wait, aren't you MoChocolate? I was like, I am. And then he was like, oh my God, you're MoChocolate? I was like, yes, what's up? And then we hugged. And he was like, I love you on the tester, man. I was like, thank you, man. And he told me about, he gave me his card. And I went to YouTube and I was like, wow, man, you're also a Kingdom Hearts fan. So subscribe. And I've been a fan of him since. It's funny because I was a fan of the Gamer Joint before I met HMK.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, there's a Kingdom Hearts group, the Key Keepers, cool. And he's in it? Awesome. And then I met everybody at E3 last year when they had the Kingdom Hearts 3 demo. And I waited 6 hours in line to play this 10-minute demo. I'm that committed.
I can't believe you and I were at the same E3 and somehow never thought to reach out to each other.
Did you tell me you were at E3 that day?
Maybe.
I can't remember. It was last year, yeah.
Maybe
but it's
it
funny
was the day that I was busy
I did
or
the same,
something. I don't know. I said maybe it was the day that I was busy or something. I don't remember.
Probably, yeah. But I did the same thing for back when Zelda was the only game and Nintendo was showing off. I waited 5 hours in line to play Zelda. And I remember, I think it was on day 2 when me and my friends decided, no, we're playing that game today. When they opened up the doors and there was just a stampede of fans running towards the booth. I was in that stampede.
Nice.
So whenever they play that video, I was there. I was in that stampede. And I got a badass shirt now thanks to it.
I wasn't at E3 that year, but I had some friends there, and they talked about how crazy it was that everyone that went in through the door at E3, like that was the game everybody went to first.
Reggie Fils-Aimé came out and shook everyone's hands saying, thank you for waiting, thank you for waiting.
That's
I was like,
awesome.
Reggie Fils-Aimé, you're awesome. And then but rewinding back to what about when I met all the Keykeepers and I started talking with them, and they were like, "Hey, MoChocolate." I was like, "You know me?" Like, yeah, everyone knows you, man. I was like, "Oh my god, I love y'all."
Yeah,
it was nice, man. So thanks to the tester, I all these people know of me, and I got to. I was so close to getting on King of the Nerds season 3. This close, literally this close. They were like, "Oh, you're also," because season 2 also had someone on the tester, and I was friends with the casting agent at that point, and they were like, "Hey, man, if there's a season 3, we're getting you on season 3, guaranteed." I was like, "Yay!" So I auditioned again, and they were like, "Yeah, you're getting on." I went to the airport and everything, ready to go to my final interview. And they were like, "Actually, Mo, we went to a different direction."
No.
I was like, "Okay." Because I was at the airport all happy and bouncing up and down. Like, I'm going on the King of the Nerds, yay! And then they're like, "Actually, we went with someone else." It was
so
a last-minute decision, yeah.
I can't believe that.
So that happened, but it's fine. And yeah, to this day, man, when I went to New York Comic Con last year, there were people, "Hey, Mo, what's up?" I'm like, it's been over 10 years. How y'all still remember me?
Yeah.
I guess it's because when I was on the show, I don't want to sound like I'm bragging or anything, but I guess I impacted their lives that much to where they remember me, you know?
Yeah,
So it's awesome.
I was gonna say, yeah, that's you were on almost every episode of that season, so all except for the last one. And then for everyone that watched it, I'm sure you're the one that like stood out to everyone because you were kind of the comedy guy on there. Because like some of the people were more quiet and some of them were. Oh
my god, I was bored. Whenever there was a drama season or a serious moment, they would cut to me for like the comedy or just lighten up the mood. They already knew. They were like, "Yeah, you are staying, Mo. Like you have that energy and that positivity that we need. You are staying. Even if you mess up your challenge, we will get you to stay." And to Blima, thank you for the comment. Love the energy from MoChocolate. Thank you for the comment.
That's
you are awesome.
Kayla. She's one of the hosts on the podcast.
You are breathtaking. You are breathtaking. Thank you very much for that comment. Mwah. Thank you for that. That's so awesome of you to say.
Yeah.
But they knew that we have the one person who is the determined one. We have the clown. We have the villain. We have the bitch. We have the serious one, and we have the drama queen, the crybaby, and then you have Mo.
Yeah,
which is Mo.
All right. So have we covered about everything from the test, or is there anything else you want to talk about?
Yeah, I see you're also a fan of Dragon Ball back there.
Yeah, I got some Gokus. So that's it actually took me a long time to find an Ultra Instinct Goku because they just came out at the time.
So what are your thoughts on the English version of Ultimate Battle?
The song?
Yeah.
I don't.
It's so bad.
Yeah.
It is roadkill for the ears.
I've never been that big into the songs. It's like they're always like they're either good or meh. Like there's never been one that stood out as being horrible, and there's never been one that stood out as being like just overly amazing in the way that some music from like Final Fantasy or The Legend of Zelda stands out, or even Kingdom Hearts. Like there's music in that game that stands out. Well, rather those games that stand out. I don't know. Sorry,
go on.
I was gonna say I don't know if you would call them songs or like sound effects or whatever it is, but like there's the Jiren song towards like I can't even do it, but there's like that song, and then there's the one that plays with whenever I think it's the one that you were mentioning, whenever Goku goes like Ultra Instinct or whatever.
It's called Ultimate Battle, and I freaking love that song, man. Like whenever I'm working out, you can play that song over anything, and it'll be the most epic thing ever.
But not the English version.
Well, yes, because that can die in a fire for all I care. You can have someone simply chopping potatoes and Ultimate Battle plays, and it'll be like she does say. It's so epic, but it's
It
like
is.
what really bothers me about Dragon